So I'm just gathering up my ingredients here and getting set up to make a delicious curry peanut dipping sauce. And this is when I realized that I'm already recording. And I was hoping that the earphones that I'm wearing, they're Aftershocks headphones, I was hoping that they would pick up the sound, but they pick up some of the sound and not all of the sound. So basically, I am finishing getting my chicken ready. I have some sliced up chicken breasts and also some boneless, skinless chicken thighs from Costco in my pan. And that's probably where most of the background noise is coming from. But I'm just getting those started, and then I'm going to start my peanut sauce. In my pan, I have some hot oil. It's about a tablespoon of oil. And to that, I'm going to add curry paste. Today I'm using the red curry paste from Mapleoy, but I've also used green curry paste and yellow curry paste before. And I think it tastes great with all of the above. It's just they all add a little bit different flavor. I use a 1/4 cup of the Mapleoy curry paste, and I'm going to just scoop that out by pressing it into the measuring spoon, and then I'm going to dump it into my pan. Once it's in there, I'm going to use a whisk. Ooh, nice color. This stuff is the best for all Thai dishes, and I think a lot more rich in flavor than the powdered curry. Now I'm going to take my whisk and I'm going to break apart the curry paste in the bottom of my pan. It starts to get a little bit brown, and it soaks up the oil right away, and so it can start to get oh, and my whisk broke, so I need to repair my whisk. It starts to add depth to the flavor of the curry by warming it up and bringing out the flavors that are all in those ingredients. And then once I have it sort of broken up and it's starting to get a little bit brown, I need to open up my can of coconut milk. I'm telling you about some of the ingredients. There's sun butter and peanut butter and coconut milk, and I'm grabbing my can opener to open my coconut milk. It's 1 can of coconut milk, full fat. And basically, to get the sauce started to come together, I'm going to just add some of the coconut milk, and then that way I can make sure that the curry's broken up really well and nicely conformed. I'm just whisking it together to try to remove all the lumps. And here I'll show you what's going on in my pan. My chicken's ready to be flipped. And then you can see the curry is breaking up nicely, easily actually. And I'm going to continue to stir it until that completely comes together. And then I will add the rest of my coconut milk. We've made this sauce maybe a half a dozen times already. It's only been a couple months since I found the recipe. My husband said, hey, let's try this, and I was like, yeah, it looks easy enough. We serve it with cooked chicken, and then usually like sliced carrots, cucumbers. We've done with cauliflower and bell peppers and celery. Like, it's just delicious. Honestly, it's really yummy with fresh veggies. I think my favorite is probably cucumber and carrots, but we have really good sweet carrots out here in Alaska, and so that may be part of it. I just take a minute to flip my chicken because it was looking very nicely browned. And then here I'm going to scrape out the rest of my coconut milk. And just scraping the fatty bits that are stuck on the top, because the milk itself kind of pours out of the bottom easily. And then once that is in, I'm going to finish stirring that in. And then next I'm going to add my peanut butter and sun butter. Now I'm not going to measure these, I'm just going to eyeball, but it's originally was a 1/2 cup of peanut butter in the recipe, but I am using a 1/4 cup of sun butter and a 1/4 cup of peanut butter for 2 reasons. One, to use up my peanut butter without being wasteful, but also because peanut butter is a little bit higher in carbohydrate. The sun butter allows it to be a little bit more low carb, keto friendly. But it would be a great alternative for someone who has allergies, or just someone who doesn't want the peanut butter, doesn't want any of the carbs. I think it tastes great with sun butter. I think it's not it's not the main flavor. The nuttiness is important, but it's not the main flavor. So then here I'm going to add a 1/4 cup, give or take, of peanut butter, and I made a huge mess. I just plopped right in. And then I kind of smush the peanut butter and sun butter out around a little bit so that they can start to get, just be smaller blobs inside my sauce. But once the sauce warms up the peanut butter and the sun butter, since they are rich in fat and oils, they're going to break up easily. I was just saying just generic peanut butter. And then here is the sun butter brown sunflower butter. No sugar added on that one. And then I'm kind of like pressing down on the blobs of butter because I want them to soften. Last couple ingredients, we have apple cider vinegar. The recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, which I don't have. And I made this last week with apple cider vinegar, but it seems a little bit strong. So instead of the 3 tablespoons of rice wine, I'm going to substitute with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to actually measure this time. Part of the reason that it might have been a little bit strong is last time I didn't measure my vinegar, and no one said anything about the sauce, but I kind of thought, it's got a little bit of a bite to it. And it was the apple cider that was shining through. So 2 tablespoons. There, and then there's no soy sauce in the recipe. I don't know why that's sitting out. My fish sauce. So there is 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, and I recommend measuring that one as well so it doesn't end up fishy, but fish sauce is very salty, and that's really the primary reason that you're adding it, although the fishiness of it is an important layer of the ingredients as well. And then last but not least is 1 tablespoon of sugar, or it says 1 tablespoon of honey on my recipe. I'm not going to use honey since I'm doing more of a low-carb keto version. So I'm going to use a half of a tablespoon of the pure sweetener. It's Pyure, and it's twice as sweet as sugar, so that's why I'm using half as much, and that's the perfect sweetness. This curry sauce is sweet, it's spicy, it's definitely got plenty of salt in it. The recipe calls for a little bit of kosher salt also, but I haven't ever added any, and it's plenty salty without it. That's pretty much it. That's all the ingredients. Stir it up until it is fully emulsified, and then really you're just going to simmer it for a couple minutes until it starts to thicken. Once the sauce is cooled down, it's going to thicken even more. If you serve it cold, it's going to be very thick, and if you serve it warm, it's going to be sturdy enough to kind of pile onto like a carrot chip or a cucumber chip. Cleaning up my workspace, and my sauce is bubbling nicely. And that's it. I'm going to cut up some vegetables and plate up some chicken, and I will show you a video of my serving when I come back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this recipe, and if you guys give it a try, let me know down in the comments how you liked it, if you tried with red or green curry, or if you are a yellow curry fan, if you use that. And then lastly, if you guys like this videos, especially the cooking ones, give this video a thumbs up. And then if you want to know when I post a new video, click the notification bell, because that's actually going to alert you when I do post a new video. And if it's for stuff like this, like I post a lot of food recipes actually, either Alaskan or keto or just whatever I'm feeling that day. And thanks for following the Ernst Alaska Life. Show you how the sauce is. There's a little close-up of my sauce simmering. And you can see it's kind of starting to like look more cooked around the edges, and it is getting thick. So this is where I stopped it, and I pour it into containers. And then that way my family can kind of eat off of it all week. All right, so here is my curry sauce as finished. and it's a nice rich red color. Actually, it looks a little less rich in the video. I don't know, because the sunshine's coming in. And I'm going to eat it with this big plate of zucchini, carrots, cucumbers, and some of the chicken I just cooked. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, guys.